everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are having a great day. Happy Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday, which means we are so close to starting another weekend, and I'm so excited about it. It's been a busy week for me, but it's been a great week at the same time, and so I hope it has been for you as well. Today we're going to get right into today's topic and talk about saying yes, as you can tell by the title. So many of you have missed out on opportunities and things that God desires for you simply because you haven't given God your yes. I remember before I joined the music ministry, so like 2014, 2015, that time, there were so many people constantly telling me that I would be, like my father and grandfather, singing and preaching and doing ministry and all that, stuff. And at that time, I did not want to necessarily do that. I loved church, but I felt like it had consumed my life. When at that point in my life, I felt like church was was a consumption of my life. And my father was about to become senior pastor, in the upcoming years since that time. And everything was always about dad and church because that's literally our life. Church was becoming an everyday ordeal. And I felt like becoming a PK was such a sacrifice that I didn't want to do anything else except for just be there, enjoy praise and worship the word, and that be it. And I've been in church all my life, so I've been exposed to, church things, church issues, church stereotypes, all of it. And so just seeing how much my dad has poured into not just in other areas of ministry, but specifically more to music ministry, I was like, I don't want to do all that. Like I really don't want to do all that. And now it's crazy to me because now I want to do all that. And many of us are, too afraid and unwilling to undergo the process of how much it costs to say yes to God, because we have things that we want to do and things that we assume, about that upcoming season and or about that problem, where we are always programmed to thinking the worst outcome of our lives. But when you do it with the mindset of God getting the glory, it is always going to be worth it. Your harvest depends on your yes. And there's many things that I have not signed up for, but because I ran with it, I said yes in the moment. And because of that, God has given me what He's given me as a blessing and as favor to for my to as a result of my obedience. Um, there was a post I saw on Jaden Arnold's page, and one of the caption was, "This season isn't about comfort; it's about obedience." And most of us are too uncomfortable to say yes because we want to stay where we're at. But change doesn't occur when we stay where we're at. We have to move somewhere. We have to think differently, act differently. And so saying yes to God is not always easy, but it is definitely worth it. And I can definitely say, when I did join the music department, as a musician, music didn't just become something that I loved, but it became how I served. And it is something that I now love to do, and I'm obsessed with doing, and I miss praise and worship at church. But for now, I'm doing media. And that's another thing too. When the pandemic first hit, I did not want to do media. Um, it was a super switch for me because music every week. We were having rehearsals. We were just music was it for me. I joined music ministry thinking that would be the only thing for me. And so when I had to do media for virtual church, it kind of changed my mind a little bit because I was like, okay. It was definitely stressful the first, few months of the pandemic, streaming everything, because we've done everything live my entire life and beyond that. So we've never streamed anything, at church. It's always been live in the moment. We've recorded stuff, and then, made CDs, for people who wanted them for if they missed a service. But other than that, we didn't necessarily stream anything online. So we never had the experience with that. And so it was a whole new ball game. But ever since I ran with it and, endured the distractions, endured um, people saying what they want to say, enduring, self doubt about the whole thing. Um, I am in a much better place with the media ministry now for our church, and I'm so very grateful. I've been able to do um, multiple productions. I've done a Easter and Christmas production for our church. I've also hosted, filmed, created, produced a 10-episode miniseries, season 1 of Tuesday Teen Tips, encouraging our youth. And so like I said, saying yes to God is not always going to be easy, but it is so worth it. And to be where I am now, to be the media director, is just crazy to me. So I'm very grateful that, I'm entrusted not to just be a part of something, but to oversee it. And that the fact that not only I'm trusted, of course, not just by God, but of course trusted by my father, who is also my pastor, to do that is a very, very humbling thing. And I'm very, very grateful to do that. So, and that's simply because I said yes to God. When you say yes to God, everything will line up the way that it's supposed to. And you just have to be willing to just follow after him, because he knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. And if you just let God be God, everything will fall into place, and you won't have to think a second about what you're supposed to do. Because when you say yes to God, he will line everything up so that it can make sense in your life. So I encourage you to say yes to God. It isn't easy, but it's worth it, and God will always get the glory, and that's what we strive for. I hope that encouraged some of you. Before we go, I want to do top 5. In the first episode of coming back to, doing Thursday Thoughts, I did top 5 last week, and now that it's been a week, I wanted to give you another week's worth of my playlist, top 5 songs that I really enjoy listening to that I recommend for you guys to listen to as well. The first song is Calculated by Lawrence Flowers. That song is so fitting for my season of life, because there's been so many different things going on the first few weeks of this year, and everything, I'm like, God, even though it's a very chaotic time, you're calculated, and it makes so much sense for it to be going the way it's going. And so Calculated is just one of those relatable songs that I absolutely love. It's also a vibe, and yeah, it's just a really good song. Number 2, this one, oh man, this one makes me cry. Number 2 is You've Been Good to Me by Zacardi Cortez. Oh my goodness. That right there, he released it a couple weeks ago, and y'all, I heard that thing and I was done. That's one of my testimony songs. You've Been Good to Me. I've been through so much in my life at a very young age. And so, when I hear songs like that, from a testimonial perspective, I can always relate, because that's my story. Number 3, this is another one of my favorite songs. Of course, all of these are my favorite songs. Duh, I love music. But number 3 is For All You've Done by E. Dewey Smith Jr. He is one of my favorite preachers, and favorite male vocalists as well. And this song, man, it does something to me every single time I listen to it. Number 4 for top 5 is Boom by Shelby 5. I love Shelby 5. They are such an amazing group, 5 siblings, Shelby 5. And they keep gospel music alive. Like, this generation, we love a good vibe, but we also still want to be holy and churchy too. This song is it. And I just really love how Shelby 5 gives a new sound, but still makes it biblical and about God. And I really appreciate and love that, especially in this generation. And the last one for top 5, number 5, is No Turning Back by Tim Rogers and the Fellas. Y'all, this gives me a good quartet vibe. Every single time I listen to it, it just does something to me. Even though this playlist is very mixed. You got old vibes and new vibes too, but it's all about God. I love that. That's why I love gospel music, because we share God in different ways and in our own different way, and it just all connects to just one central thing. But yeah, that thing right there, yes sir, that thing will have me in a quartet fit. Do you hear me? I will play that over and over, and it just gets good to me. It's got that beat, like that Lee Williams style, and it blesses me. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe. Of course, follow me on my social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. And that's it for today. I hope you all have a great day and enter into a great weekend, and I'll see you guys very soon.